Hi everyone, I'm Caitlin James from Scalp MicroPigmentation Australia, and welcome to another 5-minute fast facts on Scalp Micropigmentation, the Pro Artist series, where we're interviewing some amazing scalp micropigmentation artists from around the world and getting their tips and tricks on how you can get the best out of your scalp micropigmentation transformation. Today we are welcoming a first-generation scalp micropigmentation artist to the program. It is an absolute pleasure to have him here speaking with us today. He's been an SMP artist from the beginning when SMP first became mainstream. Having scalp micropigmentation himself, he's not only changed his life, but he's been able to change the lives of so many thousands of men and women living their lives affected by hair loss over the last 10+ years. In the past, he has preferred to take a bit of a backseat in the SMP community because he's so dedicated to his art and clients, but he has seen the industry grow and improve over the years. His SMP career has taken him to many places, including working in New York, where he worked alongside Matt Aiello for some time, as well as working as a clinic manager in Harley Street at a scalp micropigmentation clinic at the famous medical precinct in London. He was placed 3rd best scalp micropigmentation artist in the UK at the Team Micro Awards in 2019, and was also on the expert panel at the World Scalp Micropigmentation Awards in Orlando, where he was a finalist for the best UK artist. Today we are chatting with SMP royalty, Mr. Damon Ashcroft. Welcome.
Welcome, Caitlin. Remind me of your bank details, so I'll send you the transfer for that introduction. Thank you.
I think they just get longer and longer, these intros to everyone. Everyone's just done such amazing things.
No, it's, as you know yourself, it's a fantastic industry to be in. And when you hear that back, it's really humbling, as you know yourself.
I think you've done a lot. 10 years in the industry is an exceptionally long time, so congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. It's gone in a flash, but it's been fantastic.
All right, so let's get into it. So please share with us your story of how you overcame your own hair loss battle.
Yeah, I mean, my hair loss journey probably mirrors many that you've heard, but obviously it's specific to me. And, you know, I was a youngish guy, had this full flowing head of hair, and then suddenly, over time, you notice patches start to appear, thinning, get more, and that has a knock-on effect with things like confidence, and you're changing your hairstyle to try to cover it up, and yeah, you get people starting to notice, and it starts to become a big thing. And for me, it was a big thing. I'm not going to sort of lie about that. It did affect me. Confidence was knocked, and you try, as I said, different things like combing over, changing your hairstyle, and then that doesn't work, and then you start looking at solutions. And I tried them all. I tried, hair thickening. I tried concealers, systems. I tried them all. And all of them, for a part, were successful to a point. I was a fairly active guy. I played a lot of football at a decent level. And when you're wearing sprays and concealers on there, it's not perfect. Weather conditions and things that can play a part. And you come off the field worrying about how it's looking. It wasn't ideal. And roll on a few years, I came across SMP, and I got to the stage where the solutions I was using were starting to be draining to my life. They were taking time to do. And I was looking for something with a bit more freedom. And it was just an online check, and SMP come. I thought, what is this? Mm-hmm. And obviously I knew it was for me, it would be a shaved hair look, which I'd never done before. So that was a big thing. But for the sort of age I got to, I wanted that freedom, and it looked a great solution. And to cut a long story short, I found out where the clinic was. It was a company called His Hair Clinic, and they were based in Birmingham. And it was the only clinic in the UK at the time. And I went there, had a consultation, and within 15 minutes I knew it was for me. Mm-hmm. And 4 weeks later, I shaved my head for the first time. That was a shock. And the treatment began. And within 4 weeks, I got the final treatment. Again, I'll be honest, initially it was a bit of a roller coaster because I'd never had this type of haircut before, but quickly I realised the pros and cons that I had before with the previous solutions. SMP far outweighed them. Playing football again, not having to worry about it. It was just, the word I use is freedom. It gave me freedom. And that for me is why SMP has been successful for me personally for 10 years.
Wow, excellent. What a story.
Yeah.
Excellent. So from there, tell us, how did you decide to become an SMP practitioner? How did you come to enter the industry?
It flows quite nicely. Obviously, the company that treated me was where the opportunity arose. In the conversations during getting treated, was told the story, we're looking to expand the business. We have this one clinic in Birmingham, but we're very busy and we need to take on other people. And they had other people in mind, they mentioned. And the opportunity came to me. It was kind of offered to me. And I remember going home and speaking to my girlfriend. I worked as a radio technician. So there's nothing artistic about me at all. Wasn't a tattooist like some people, or a hairdresser or a barber or anything like that. And I loved the job I did. So it wasn't like a cut and dry decision. But over time, I thought about it and thought, you only have one life. I've done what I've done for a number of years, which I've loved. This is a chance to do something different. But the main draw for me was I had the chance to make people as happy as I was. And it really was about changing lives. And I was treated in the June of 2010. And by December 2010, I walked into his hair clinic on my first day as a practitioner. And listen, the first few months weren't easy, but I'm 10 years down the line, and the things that I've done, the opportunities I've been given, I pinch myself. Some of the things you said about working in New York, working in London, in Harley Street. I'm just a normal guy from a suburb in Birmingham, and suddenly I'm doing these things, and it's been a wonderful journey. Made some great friends, met some great people from all over the world, including yourself. Things like these opportunities would never have happened. So it's been a fantastic journey and one I'm really grateful of.
Yeah, absolutely. I completely agree how much SMP has given opportunities to all of us.
Yeah.
Travel, meeting new people, meeting clients, as well as other artists worldwide. We all have something in common, and it is a wonderful community of people. And you, over the last 10 years, would have seen it go from this to something like this.
I mean, I saw a conversation, I think I was watching it this morning, the one you had with Damon, and obviously one of the questions was how the industry has changed. And I think a conversation we had online, it's worlds apart. I mean, the standards have risen. As Damien said, the world-class treatments of many years ago wouldn't impress many people today. And probably the biggest change for me has been the influx of new artists. And some people may see that as a negative because it takes away what you were, but it's not for me, because I was from a generation, but new people keep coming in brings new information. You learn, and I never ever stop learning today. I don't think because I've been doing it 10 years, I've got the secret. I'm learning every day, and people like yourself, people from US, Canada, all these new people, I'm learning from them, and it's wonderful to see. All I ever want to see is good treatments, nothing more, nothing less.
And I think what you failed to mention, because you're such a humble guy, is that you have a lot to give back to us also. Your many years of experience and expertise, we're very grateful that you're a part of the community. And last year in Orlando, Florida, being on the expert panel, it was wonderful to hear from yourself giving back and helping us younger people who haven't been in the industry as long. So kudos to you as well.
No, thanks.
Cool. All right. All right. So tell us, whereabouts is your location? Where can clients find you?
Okay. I have two clinics in the UK. One based at Optima Hair Specialists. They're a hair system company in Birmingham. And I work under, it's going to be a bit confusing for people here. I work under a brand called BRISTOL. Scalp MicroPigmentation. It's my own brand. So when I left the companies I was working for, went on my own and started that company. And I'm very honoured to work there. Great company, same ethos, look after their clients. I have another clinic in Bristol, and there's been a recent change with Bristol. It was bespoke, but I've recently partnered with a company that everybody knows called BRANDWOOD Clinic here in the UK, and they're a company of great experience, again with the same ethos as me, and two of my fellow practitioners and really good friends, Simon Lane and Paul Clark, work for that company and are very well known in their own right. But the reason I've brought them in is again to add to what I'm about. They will offer things that they're strong at and I'm not so strong at, that will make my me as a practitioner even better, that learning process, especially, you know, on the sort of social media side and the promotion where, as I've mentioned before, I don't believe I'm as strong at, and they will add to that, but also bring in, you know, obviously their quality brand, which, you know, I'm really honoured to be part of.
Brilliant. Excellent. So you have treated all kinds of clients, men, women, young, old. Would you describe the general process, what usually happens at a first session, someone stepping into their very first scalp micropigmentation process?
Yeah, I mean, a first session is a big part of the process. I mean, this is the first time that client walks into the clinic after many years of their own journey, battle. They've probably done a lot of research on different things, and they've chosen to come with you. That's a big honour. You know, there's amazing artists out there, but they've chosen to come to you for whatever reason it is, location, they like your work, whatever. And so, you know, that's a real personal thing to me. I've been there myself. I've been on the first treatment. I know what it feels like. So the first thing I want to do is make the client feel comfortable, almost a big welcome to the home. Make it a relaxed atmosphere. We sit down, we have a coffee, you know, talk about, you know, what we're going to do today. I go really into specifics to make sure that a client knows what's going to happen, the design of the treatment, the density I'm going to put in today. Obviously, there's paperwork to be signed and gone over, obviously consent forms, treatment forms. And again, that's the professional side of it, to show who we are. You know, this is professional treatment that you're going to receive. So, you know, and once that's over, I feel that the clients will be sitting there, hopefully relaxed, feeling, obviously there's nerves coming in, the nerves are slightly relaxed. And then we go into the journey and we start that treatment, you know, filling in that density. You know, I talk with them, we've got music playing in the background, and we have breaks if they need it. And obviously you have the needle putting it into your scalp, try and make it as comfortable as possible. I go over obviously the pain and things like that. And as I say, by the end of it, they'll look in the mirror and hopefully see the start of this journey, you can see where it's going to go. But the main thing is to make them feel comfortable. And so obviously that trust they're putting you is still there by the end of it. And as I say, it's a big part of the journey, but it's only the start. It's that base.
Yeah.
But it's still very important.
Yeah. Brilliant. And for a client who is really quite particularly nervous, you can help them feel more comfortable. You've been through this process yourself. So how would you describe to someone who is feeling a little bit nervous, how is it actually going to feel?
Well, the pain question, if that's the question you're asking, is asked by everybody. You know, this needle going to go in the head. They've seen the videos, they hear the stories. So again, everyone's specific. I mean, I don't know what it is with yourself. I find that probably 90% are fine. There's no problem. It's not as bad as they thought it was going to be. But of course, there's going to be people who will feel it a little bit more. So again, I'm very honest, like I'm with the whole process, that yes, there is going to be more sensitive parts of the scalp. There are going to be areas that will be fine. And it's more of putting them in the picture that this is a part of a process to get you where you want to be. So it is going to be worth it. But of course, I will give them during consultation, during booking process, that there will be things, if you are a little bit worried with pain, that you can take painkillers. Go and speak to your doctor, find out what painkillers you can take, and that may help you feel a bit better. But I put in the picture my own experience, that if I can get through it, anybody can get through it. You know, I'm not Mr. Macho and things like that. So it's really sort of, I try and play it low key to try and make them not worry. But of course, there will be the clients who will be feeling it. And, you know, we get them to relax, have a little bit of a rest, have a break. But you see, again, it's trying to play it low key. And normally, I say, by the time the session's over, most clients are like, that definitely wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. So hopefully what I'm saying is doing the same. He's doing the right thing.
Yeah, brilliant. And do you find, you covered this a little bit, but do you find that there definitely are some clients that are more sensitive than others? Yeah. Everyone's.
Of course. I say it's a small percentage. Yeah, I mean, people come in, there's things, people have certain skin conditions that make their scalp more sensitive, or they're just more sensitive. Now, obviously, people where we treat, on the scalp, the more sensitive areas. I mean, again, I don't know about yourself. I find clients who, having to blend more into the sides and things like that. People who've got low horseshoes, or people with things like alopecia and things like that, where you have to do far more of the scalp. They're going to be in the chair a lot longer, and obviously going into more sensitive areas. So again, it's, I can't take the pain away. Again, it's more putting a positive spin on, listen, you're going to go through a little bit of pain, but you know where you want to be, what you've been through over these years, it's going to be worth it. So it's more changing their mentality to it. Of course, taking the medication obviously helps.
Yeah, excellent. And do you find that on the second session, clients do tend to find it easier to handle the scalp micropigmentation feeling more so than the first session?
Yeah, I think it does help. I think knowing what's going to come is obviously a positive. And again, hopefully with what the experience they've been through with me, and already getting help from that first session, will help them understand. And then more, if they are feeling it, then seem more willing, I need to go through this to get to where I want to be. And again, I try and play low key on the pain. It has to be spoken about. But for me, it's about getting to the end of that journey, looking in the mirror and thinking, this is what I came for.
Yeah. I tend to find that sometimes the clients, the excitement at session 2 overrides the pain that they've sort of thinking, oh, I've got to come back and sit through another session. That tends to go out the window. It's more this, I can't wait to get the second layer through. And so that excitement tends to take over a little bit. And I think they turn up feeling a lot more comfortable. They know what it's going to feel like. They know how long they have to sit there, and they can just get into the session and get it done.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think, as I say, they see the before and after photos, and they'll come with examples, and they want to look like this guy that you've treated, and they want to look like that in the mirror. And of course, and for me, the second session is obviously where it really starts with the meat on the bones, and it starts to look like the real deal. So yeah, that excitement at the end of that 3-4 hour session, to look in the mirror with that smile on the face, is pain goes away.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Absolutely. So tell us, Damon, what is your favourite part of the scalp micropigmentation process?
I could give 2 answers here. The easy one is saying the end.
Yeah.
The end, when you've done everything and the process is done, the client is shaking your hand, hugging you, kissing you, I've had it all. That is obviously the best part. But if it's a specific part of the process, I love creating hairlines, if that is the right answer. Yeah. That is where, I mean, don't get me wrong, you need skill for it all. For the density, the blending, they're all really important in this. But the hairline is it's just the icing on the cake. It's what people, when they walk to that mirror, that's the first thing they'll see. Yeah. And they've asked you to design something. They've obviously looked at your work and they're happy with the work that you've done, and they want to see the best job you've done. For me, doing hairlines, every time I do a treatment, I want to do a better one than the last one. Mm-hmm. It's just that adding that detail. There's so many different styles of hairline, and I want to be as good as I can at each of them. But yeah, creating that hairline is, and when you see it, when it's finished, I'm as happy as the client.
Yeah.
Their head, I've always had this in my own head. When their head is on the treatment chair, that's my head. I'm treating myself, and I want to be the best job. So when it comes to that front hairline, it's I love it. I love it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel like it's the most important part as well. So for you to love the most important part, that's pretty special.
No, definitely.
All right. So you've been treating clients for 10 plus years. Have you a favorite transformation, someone that you've helped, their story or their process, their transformation? Is there a story you can tell us, something that's always stayed with you? That's very special.
There's quite a few, and it's very hard to put it down to one. Yeah. But if there's one I'm going to talk about, it was actually in my early days. And I think when you do a transformation like this, especially in your early days, it gives you confidence as a practitioner. Mm-hmm. But anyway, I'll try and keep it short because it's quite a long story. He was a gentleman who, when I worked for his hair, he used to have a forum, which was at the time the go-to forum in the industry. And anyway, people would be on there putting their comments, reading stories, getting help, asking questions. And this story came up. Anyway, it's a story of a guy being through the mill. Was young, losing his hair, confidence was low. He was at rock bottom, tried a hair transplant, it didn't work. relationships came and went. One especially really affected him, and it tainted his life over this. And part of it was hair loss. And I don't want to talk about that too much, but anyway, he came to his hair, and I'd read this story, and he came into the clinic, and on speaking to him, I realised it was this guy. And me as a new practitioner, this was a lot of pressure. But this guy had been through all this, and I almost had in my head, if I don't get this right, am I going to take him to rock bottom again? It was like a real pressure.
Yeah.
But anyway, cut a long story short, the treatment went really well. And over the sessions, I saw that confidence building. He walked into the clinic on the first day, couldn't look me in the eye, head was bowed, handshake was as limp as you can imagine, really unconfident. And at the end of it, I remember him coming. It wasn't so much the end of it. He was obviously really loved the treatment. Damon, you've changed my life here. You've heard it many times, and it's wonderful to hear. But it was more when he popped back for an assessment about 6 months later to have a look at the treatments he bought his new partner. And he come bounding in the clinic, almost jumped on me. Dan, it's great to see you, man, and all this. And brought his beautiful girlfriend. And I was like, wow, this is fantastic. And there was some emotion there during the conversation from him and his girlfriend. And that one really sticks in me big time. And he's someone who's become a friend of mine.
Yeah.
And again, I'm sure you've made many friends. And that's another thing in this industry, is the friendships you make from clients and fellow people in the industry. But that one sticks out. I've had a few similar to that. But because of the journey he went through and how rock bottom he was, to be part of that process to help this person go from where he was to where he ended up is
that's amazing. Gosh,
you have to pinch yourself.
So good.
So that's probably my favourite journey for a client.
Brilliant. All right, well, thank you so much, Damon. I really appreciate you taking the time and the courage to do this. It's not easy for everyone to hop on and do these sorts of things. So I really thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this today. It's been amazing. So thanks so much for sharing your story.
And thank you for asking me. We're honoured. We're honoured to be speaking to you.
Oh, thank you. That's lovely. All right. And so thank you so much for being a part of our 5-minute fast facts on scalp micropigmentation, the Pro Artist series, talking mainly today about your incredible journey and how people can deal with the feeling of scalp micropigmentation. So thank you for your tips and tricks. If you have any questions or comments, we want to hear from you. So as always, don't be shy, give us a call or pop a comment in the comment area below. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the latest updates with our content that is released. And we thank you so much for watching, and we hope to see you soon.
Thank you.